And we are continuing to follow the crisis impacting Oregon's criminal justice system. Last week, a federal judge ordered officials to release detainees from police custody if they don't have a lawyer within 7 days of their first court appearance.
Now, we covered that news, but now the state of Oregon hopes a new commission will help. Joelle Jones digging deeper and talking with one of those commission members.
I had a chance to speak with one of only 4 members returning to the new Oregon Public Defense Commission. And as someone who was formerly incarcerated himself, he says he's seen firsthand how our state's lack of public defenders continues to impact every facet of the criminal justice system. And he says it's now time for change.
I've been to so many meetings, I've sat at so many tables, and we've done so much planning. Now it's time to put stuff into action.
With monthly cases dismissed and thousands of Oregonians still without an attorney, we sat down with Commissioner Alton Harvey Jr. to discuss some of the major changes coming to Oregon's public defense system.
Everyone knows where we are. I believe we have the support of the community, although I know the community is very frustrated, as they should be. But I want the community to know that the commission, OPDS, we're frustrated.
As a current member of the Public Defense Services Commission, Harvey Jr. was recommended by Governor Tina Kotek and reappointed to the new Oregon Public Defense Commission, slated to replace the current system next year.
I've been that person that was sitting in there and not hearing from my attorney and not knowing what's going to happen. And the hollowness that a person feels.
Having previously struggled with addiction and former incarceration, the certified recovery mentor and counselor says he's seen how the state's ongoing public defender shortage continues to impact those in and outside the criminal justice system.
I've spoken to clients that say, man, I haven't talked to my attorney in weeks. I don't know what's going on. And I'm talking about clients that are in custody and out of custody.
Right now, state court data shows there are more than 3,000 people accused of crimes who are without an attorney, and more than 120 still in custody.
They recommit certain crime, and then they go through the system again.
How do we make sure that there is a nexus between the health care that they're getting and not continuing to end up in the system and being adequately represented?
This comes as the House and Senate Judiciary Committees held a joint meeting yesterday to hear an update from OPDS as they work to compile a public defense case forecast. And while the issue won't be settled overnight, Harvey Jr. says with recruitment and training, he believes the new team and leadership will attract more quality defense attorneys.
So my hope is that as we move forward with this commission and the new leadership at OPDS, that we find those attorneys that really, really care about being on the other end of that line when it rings.
And again, that new commission is slated to take over on the 1st of next year. We're also told the new public defender caseload forecast will be published on April 15th. So, of course, we will continue to follow this. But for now, reporting in Portland, I'm Joelle Jones, KOIN 6 News.